I've been interested in patterns in a number of different ways. There are ways of using patterns for establishing picture planes. There's many different reasons for using patterns. There's the two basic different ways that I've viewed patterns are as field and starscape. In other words, if you look at the stars, you're seeing patterns which give you this feeling of gazing at something. This has come out of superorganization, right? There's this overall kind of feeling to the patterns, although we know it really isn't overall, and there's this really tight celestial mechanics governing it all. Then there are the field paintings, which go more towards a perception of a chaotic molecular substructure or something, someplace in between our understanding of organization, chaos, and superorganization that happens in a unified field. We may not understand the unity of that field. When we're looking at a field painting, we're usually looking at emerging patterns which appear to be creating a chaotic situation. Although it isn't necessarily chaotic, but we may perceive it that way because we don't understand it. So there is like a fulcrum of understanding and not understanding in a field painting, which I see is very different than a starscape, which we understand. We understand what we're looking at, we understand why it's that way. So there's not really similar experiences. So now, to bring that kind of concept of pattern into the portraits, the idea of using patterns in terms of expressing a personality are trying to find the link between something which seems so non-human as a pattern, as maybe a dot pattern or a pattern of marks or something, and the expression of a person's face.
Mm-hmm. So what you're really talking about is that inner integration that's happened inside of you, that's now being expressed as that harmony. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Right. Artists talk about a state of grace, and what they're talking about is they also talk about mastery. What does it mean to be a master of art? Well, one time I finished some of my education, and I said to one of my mentors, I don't feel like a master. And he said, yeah, well, that's very good that you don't.
Yeah.
Because it's a long process, and what it means to be viewed as a master means that you are substantially into the process to where you have every expectation of success. It doesn't mean that you have arrived. Then a mature artist can look forward to what they call a state of grace. State of grace is the mature resolution of an artist's skills and aesthetic to coming out to a statement which is uniquely that artist's. And so when they arrive at that state of grace, it doesn't mean that they did one fantastic work. It means that the body of work as a consciousness has arrived to a position where it's going to sustain an ongoing perspective which speaks of high art.
Mm-hmm.